So it's starting on the first one, you talk about kind of I think it's really important to separate out that Iranian regime from the Iranian people.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
completely separate there. So when you talk about just the Iranian regime and their concerns that there was too much influence from, all the countries around them, which, may not have been influenced by the United States, at some point when everybody around you is kind of pissed off at you and they think you're a little crazy, you probably are. So, at some point, this, oh, I don't get along with this neighbor, I don't get along with this neighbor, and like, oh, now it's this neighbor. When everybody around you is telling you the same thing and not happy with you, a little pissed off, you got to look inside here. You're probably doing something wrong.
So true.
And so that's, I don't know what else to tell you on that one. I mean, the entire world, unless you're China or Russia, not a lot of people were happy with that Iranian regime. And then,
Hmm.
of the percentage of people within that regime, I mean, I don't even know what official numbers would be, but I would say the vast number of the Iranian people were not okay with any of that either. Because, just you saw over the last month or two where the economic policies and obviously the sanctions were having just a horrific effect, which would be much preferred if we could have handled this diplomatically or economically and got them out of power than having to have war, right? I got a question asked at an event here earlier this week, and they said, do you like the Iran war? Like,
Mm.
do I like the Iran war? Like, my God, like nobody likes war. And
Hmm.
I have carried body bags. I've seen horrible things. Nobody wants war. But when that regime put themselves in such a position, everybody in the entire world is pissed off at them except for China and Russia. I mean, they're giving all of their drone technology to Russia. Russia's using that in Ukraine. We've been able to reverse engineer that actually. But, I think the president, President Trump really went above and beyond what a lot of people would have done to try to handle that diplomatically. I mean, he really prides himself on those deals. And I'm telling you, Iran came to the table there just completely no lack of faith. I mean, just they had every intention of just telling them to shove off. We're going to get nuclear weapons. You can't stop us. And I mean, he gave it the good college try there, and it just clearly was not going to be the mode that was going to work. So, generally in the United States, we've got our four instruments of power and diplomatic, informational, military, economic. When you're talking foreign policy and some,
Right.
I think a lot of people, the economics speak a lot and you can influence policy there. And then you kind of made that comment on the United States at times gets too involved like around the world um, for their own specific interests. And there's zero question there. Like Trump is all about America first, and that's how he carries his foreign policy. So yeah, there's no question about that. But having to do the military strikes in Iran was not an option. I mean, I think anybody having that intelligence and seeing what was happening, and then you've got their envoy walking in and saying that right to your face, like, wow, I thought we were going to try to work on this, guys, but they literally got to have two parties to tango there. You have to have two people that actually have good faith in negotiations, and there clearly was not. But he gave it quite some time, and then that really forced his hand. He didn't have much of a choice.